More than a missile, it's a shield, a wall of fire capable of striking stealth jets.
For NATO pilots, it's not just a threat, it's the nightmare that follows them everywhere.
This countdown reveals why the S-400 is feared across the globe. Let's break down the system's history, power, and global impact.
The story begins in the late Cold War, when the USSR built the S-300 system. The S-300 was powerful, but Russia wanted more reach, speed, and precision. In the 1990s, Almaz-Antey engineers began developing its successor.
The project was secret, codenamed Triumph, a shield for a new era.
By 2007, the first S-400 regiments rolled out near Moscow. Unlike Western systems, the S-400 could target stealth aircraft.
It was designed not just for defense, but for deterrence.
As NATO grew, Russia unveiled the S-400 as a warning.
From its first launch, NATO knew the skies had changed.
And so begins our countdown of why NATO fears the S-400.
Number 10. Unmatched radar detection. The S-400 can spot targets at 600 kilometers before most jets even know they are seen.
That range dwarfs the Patriot system's detection limits.
Multiple radars, including the 92N6E, track hundreds of aircraft at once.
Fighter pilots call it a radar umbrella, inescapable, unrelenting.
Even stealth aircraft appear as faint shadows on its screens.
Even stealth jets leave faint echoes on its radar beams.
For pilots, the sky is no longer safe or invisible.
That's why NATO calls it Russia's eye in the sky.
Next reason. Its engagement range. The reach of its missiles.
Reason 9. Striking power at extreme distances.
The S-400 can destroy targets up to 400 kilometers away.
That means NATO jets could be shot down before they reach Russia. 4 types of missiles cover all ranges: short range, medium range, long range, and ultra-long range.
This multi-layered defense system makes penetration virtually impossible.
It can attack 36 targets at the same time, with 72 missiles.
NATO war planners call it the denial bubble.
For the bomber crew, it was a wall of fire waiting ahead.
And the danger becomes more deadly when speed is taken into account.
Reason 8. Terrifying hypersonic speeds.
Reason 8. Speed that breaks the rules of physics.
The S-400's 40N6 missile reaches Mach 14, over 17,000 kilometers per hour.
At such velocity, a NATO fighter has seconds to react.
This speed means intercepts are nearly unavoidable. Even ballistic missiles descending from space face interception. No Western system combines such speed with such range.
For NATO, this is like dodging a bullet that is going faster than expected.
The hypersonic factor forces NATO to change tactics entirely. And that speed is carried wherever the system moves.
Which brings us to reason 7, its mobility and deployment.
Reason 7. The S-400 is not chained to bunkers. It moves.
A full battery can relocate and deploy in under 5 minutes.
This mobility makes it nearly impossible to target with preemptive strikes.
This mobility makes a preemptive strike almost impossible.
Each launcher truck carries 4 massive interceptor missiles. The convoy includes radars, command posts, and reload vehicles.
On the highway, it blends into the civilian traffic, appearing and disappearing right before your eyes. In remote forests, it can set up ambush zones for enemy aircraft.
For NATO, hunting S-400 units is like chasing ghosts.
This mobility extends Russia's reach across multiple battlefronts. And once deployed, its multi-target ability becomes deadly. Reason 6.
A single S-400 battery can engage 36 targets at the same time.
It can guide 72 missiles in flight at once, double the kill chances.
This allows it to fight entire air fleets, not just single jets.
Cruise missiles, drones, fighters, bombers, each targeted separately.
For NATO, a massive attack could fail before it even begins.
Electronic countermeasures can confuse some systems, but not all. This flexibility creates what experts call a missile wall.
Few Western defenses can survive that many simultaneous launches.
And this multi-target power threatens NATO's crown jewel, stealth. Reason 5.
Reason 5. The S-400 hunts stealth. But S-400 radars use multiple frequencies to expose them. Even faint radar returns are enough for missile lock. This means NATO cannot guarantee air superiority.
Reports claim Turkey's S-400 tested against F-35 signatures.
U.S. feared secret data leaks to Russia from those trials.
Stealth may slip past some radars, but not all.
This vulnerability shakes NATO confidence in its most advanced aircraft. And that leads to its next fear: exports to rivals. Reason 4. Reason 4. The S-400 spreads across the globe.
China purchased units, gaining access to Russia's shield.
India followed, straining relations with Washington.
Turkey, a NATO ally, shocked the alliance by purchasing it.
In response, the U.S. expelled Turkey from the F-35 program. These exports fracture alliances and reshape geopolitics.
For Russia, every deal extends its influence far beyond its borders. Even U.S. partners risk sanctions if they buy the S-400.
It is not just a weapon. It is a diplomatic bargaining chip.
And those exports create vast denial zones. Reason 3.
Reason 3. Locking down the skies with A2/AD.
A single regiment covers hundreds of kilometers of territory.
In Syria, Russian S-400s limited Western strike options.
Over the Black Sea, they deter NATO patrol flights.
Across Kaliningrad, a bubble blocks access to Baltic skies.
These denial zones force NATO to rethink entire campaigns.
Analysts call them no-fly fortresses in the modern era.
For pilots, flying near them means gambling with survival.
And the zones multiply with every new sail abroad.
But fear is not only physical, it is psychological. Reason 2.
Reason 2. The S-400 is as much psychology as technology.
Simply knowing it is present alters mission planning.
Pilots describe the dread of constant radar lock. For countries like India, it signals independence from the West.
For NATO, it's a wedge that divides allies.
This fear amplifies the system's true power: deterrence.
Sometimes, the most powerful missile is the one never launched.
Thus, the S-400 is both sword and shadow. And that shadow represents Russia's pride itself. Reason 1.
Reason 1. The S-400 is more than a weapon. It is a symbol.
It represents Russia's defiance against Western dominance.
Every parade shows it as the pride of the nation.
Russian media portray it as unstoppable, invincible.
Western jets like the F-22 and F-35 rely on invisibility.
For allies, owning it means prestige and deterrence.
For rivals, it means constant anxiety over air superiority.
And for Russia, it foreshadows the next generation, the S-500.
The S-400 is a monument to Russia's military strategy.
And that is why NATO fears it more than any other missile shield.
The S-400 is more than steel and circuits. It's a weapon of influence. For NATO, every mission starts with the same question. Is the S-400 watching? But experts debate. How effective is it truly against stealth, in real combat? The truth may only be revealed in the skies of the next war.
What do you think? Unstoppable shield or overhyped threat? Comment below, like, and subscribe for more.